Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm Natalie Hervick.
And I'm David Moss, and it's the beautiful season called
fall. My favorite time of year, and
Mine
we're
too.
going to show you why we love it so much. We're going to do some pumpkin picking. We're going to do going through some corn mazes, apple cider.
I like that, and we're even going to go zombie hunting, believe it or not. I don't know how you hunt zombies, but we're going to hunt zombies. We've got a 300-foot slide, all kinds of great places. Going to visit a whole bunch of farms, and one farm in particular is this one.
Lake MetroParks Farm Park.
Let's go. Okay, let's take a big deep breath right now and get some of that good, clean country air because we're at Lake MetroParks Farm Park, and I'm with Andy.
Yes.
How do you keep this place together, man? It's like so big, I can't believe it.
We have some very talented people and wonderful people here at the farm park. So
I was here 20-some years ago, my oldest son, when he was a little kid, and it was just a couple little buildings and some things happening here, and this has grown into it. Now we have celebrations for fall festivals.
we're a seasonal place, and in a farmer world, this is the time to harvest. So we have our fall harvest going on.
And there's really something for everyone at this fall harvest. I mean, we'll talk about a lot of things, but when I came in here, I was just fascinated by the old tractors sitting around here.
Yeah, we got plenty of old tractors. We bring them out for some of our fall stuff, and you can play with them and play with some of the implements like grind corn and do things like that.
Yeah, I remember my dad used to take us to fairs and that kind of stuff in the fall, and I would see things like this corn grinder here.
Yes.
So the kids come out here and they can actually have sort of a relationship with this part of the park.
Yeah, so what they can do is they can take some last year's maize corn, and they can play basketball and just basically drop it into the grinder there, and then at the bottom, everything will come out of the bottom, and we actually can just make cornmeal pretty much out of this thing.
So these came, we're going to go in there, but these came from down over the hill.
Yep, this is part of last year's corn maize. So what we do is we will harvest the corn maize November, December sometime, and we'll let the corn sit for a year, dry out, and then we use it for next year's fall harvest. So last year's fall harvest is part of this year's fall harvest.
So the corn maze this is a place where families or kids can go out there and they can wander around in there.
Oh yeah, get lost. We're still looking for a couple families.
I don't believe that. Hey, I always wondered, what do they do with this part of it and the stalks?
What we try to do with this, we use it for crafts.
I think I saw a doll made out of this over there.
Oh yeah, no, we have the corn husk doll.
Yeah.
That's very popular.
That's great. And what's cooking in the pot over there on the fire?
My personal favorite, harvest soup. So a little bit of corn, a little bit of everything else, throw it in there. It's absolutely fabulous. And we give samples of that to the public.
Okay, I pull up into Lake MetroParks Farm Park. The kids jump out of the car. It's like Cedar Point. They want to get on the best ride, the first thing, the coolest thing. What's the coolest thing at the farm park?
One of the most popular things at the farm park is you can actually come here anytime, Tuesday through Sunday, you can milk a cow. You physically can milk an actual cow.
What do you guys do with the milk from the cows?
A local cheese farm or a local cheese factory takes it from us, and they'll actually make cheese out of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so what other animals are here?
Oh, we got pigs, we got goats, we got sheep, we got horses, we got draft horses, we got different types of cows. We have a little bit of rabbits, chickens, turkeys, ducks. We got a little bit of everything, and if you come in the springtime, we have all the lambs, so it's spring, during the spring, all that kind of stuff. We have maple sugaring going on. Coming in the summertime, we have an ice cream factory for kids.
Oh, that's great.
In the fall's going on this, and then we have, country lights in the wintertime, and then we'll have snowshoeing in January and February and things like that.
So as my parents would say, this is a peek back into the olden days.
Correct. Somewhat, a little bit of modern too.
Yeah.
We'd like to celebrate how it was done and how it's being done now. Farm Park's goal is to educate people on where their food came from and what happens on a farm.
It's easy to find Andy when you come out here too. He's the guy with the red hair.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I'm the red-headed Andy here.
And you are in charge.
I am in charge of all the events at Farm Park and some of the guest stuff. Yes.
Great fall stop.
Up next, we are heading south to Hartville, to a place where you have to keep your eye on the sky for flying pumpkins, of course. We're going to Maize Valley Winery.
A lot of things happen here in fall, more than you can imagine, and you better have some time. We're a farm market, winery, now craft brewery. We shoot pumpkins, we raise pigs, we have a play area, corn maze out back, great food, all kinds of things that can come out here and spend some time with us. On a Saturday afternoon, you know, most gentlemen would rather be kicking back in a lounge chair watching some younger gentlemen play football on TV. But when I pull the lever in that cannon, 3, 2, 1, and I put a hole in that van over there, that all goes away and everybody's happy usually. It's an old Marlboro Township fire truck that my father-in-law bought many years ago and said he was going to irrigate with. My mother-in-law was not so sure about that. That never happened, so a few years later, after it sat around the farm, I said, hey, let's build a pumpkin cannon and put it in the back. So we did that, and I probably shot about 10,000 pumpkins out of that. Short range, to spice up, we have a little cargo van that we put out there. Hey, what? Oh, a little low. That acts as a good target. Then we'll elevate the barrel for the show and then we shoot them out. We'd start out short range, long range, and then put them out real far. And as long as my neighbors aren't pruning their Christmas trees, we'll go over that direction too. That way, pig. Come on. We have livestock here, or hogs we call them. We get little pigs in. These weigh about 40, 45 pounds. And when they're younger like this, they're very trainable, very agile. So we bring them in here and we race them. We just don't do racing pigs. We do NAS hog. Who wouldn't want to run for Oreos? They get up and go. Go pigs, go! Go pigs! And they're off. An 8-acre corn maze this year. It's not just one path. There's more of a series of interconnecting paths with a trivia game sheet that we give you. So you're out there trying to find different clues and different things. We try to have fun with that. It's involvement for the whole family to get out there and have some fun. Fresh air, sunshine. 2, 1. You can watch a pumpkin hit a cargo van while you're holding a glass of craft beer or your best wine, watch a pig race. There's not just one thing to see here. It's a big, big sphere. Depends how you come at it.
The pumpkin cannon and pig races, just two of the many reasons to go ahead and enjoy Maize Valley Winery. Make sure you go online and check out their admission prices and hours of operation. Up next, it is time for Pumpkin Pandemonium.
Welcome back to our very special edition of New Day Cleveland, our fall edition, having some fun here at Lake MetroParks Farm Parks in front of the giant furniture. But now we're going to jump in the car and we're going to head to Peninsula, where they turn a local farm into Pumpkin Pandemonium.
I'm the 5th generation on the farm. Started with my great-great-uncle. He started out doing crops like pumpkins and corn and that type of things. He also had sheep and cows and harvested all kinds of different grains. Every generation has done something different. Pumpkin Pandemonium, it started about 18 years ago and it just keeps getting bigger every year. We try to do activities that I grew up with. They're just good old down-home farm fun. We have a maze, a scavenger hunt out through the Christmas tree fields. We've got coloring wall, coloring teepee, straw tunnel. We even have a crazy carton maze that's made out of pumpkin cartons. All of our pumpkins are here in our pumpkin yard. They're all pre-priced and ready to go. We have wagons for you to pick them out. On your way out, you stop at our pumpkin bath and we wash them up for you so they're clean when you put them in your car. If you want to get straw bales or corn stalks, we bag up our straw bales and we net up our corn stalks so that your car stays clean. We have 3 or 4 different types of green decorative gourds. We also have Cinderella pumpkins. They come in every color from white to green to buff to bright red. Pumpkin rolling. We have a steep hill that we put in 2 tracks. We have targets and the kids get to roll small pie pumpkins down the hill and try and hit the targets. Our maze is fencing and cornstalk maze. It's 120 feet by 120 feet. Kids manage to go in and get through really, really fast. Adults, it seems to take a while. I think it's the difference between the adult brain and the kid's brain. they get on a hayride and go tour the farm and see what a Christmas tree farm looks like. When they come back from their hayride, there'll be plenty of activities for the kids to do. We hope that they get to feel like a kid again and that they get to spend a lot of time having fun with their kids and spend as much time as they want being outside. It's a great place to spend fall.
Okay, don't rush out the door just yet because they're closed on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. In fact, what you should do is go to the website and make sure you're going on the right day and you will have a great time. Okay, now it's time to check out some cider sipping. That's Natalie's job.
Another great stop when you're in Rittman is this wonderful place. This is Bauman Orchards, and I have with me one of our wonderful guests, and this is
Diana Bauman.
Diana Bauman. Diana, these apples look delicious.
They are.
They're huge. What do you get?
You know, the rain this summer, when it rained and it was cold for a month, that's when the apples were thriving and growing, and they love rain and
so
cooler
it was
weather.
good this year for the apples.
Yeah, a great year.
I mean, look at that. That looks juicy. I just want to bite into it right now. So how long have you guys been here?
My husband's grandfather started this in 1929.
Wow.
We are the third generation to live in the farmhouse next door, and we actually have a fourth generation starting, my nephew.
So what all, this is obviously the store, and we're going to go back and see where everything happens back there. But first I want to show you guys some of the things you can come get at their store here. What pears? I used to have a pear tree in my backyard, and they are the best when you just pick them right off of the tree.
Right. This is the Boss pear, our winter pear. We just got done with Bartlett. Bartletts generally start right after Labor Day and last about a month, and then we switch over to the Boss pear.
So you got the pears, you got the apples.
Nectarines are home grains. We did finish up with our peaches just about a week ago. We had a wonderful peach crop this year. Very large size and delicious.
And prune plums, yummy.
Yep, another homegrown product we've been carrying. They start also right after Labor Day, and they'll continue on maybe a couple more weeks and they'll be done.
So all year round, do you have things in here that people can get?
Mm-hmm. The apples will be here until about next June, maybe July. Not all the varieties, but some. So yeah, that's what we have all winter long. We're open here and keep packing apples all winter long.
And the vegetables and everything I see?
We have winded down a lot of some of these varieties of what we do grow our own tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, zucchinis. The pumpkins out front, those are ours. Good crop of those this year too.
All right, so we've seen what people could come in and buy. I'd love to see how you get from the orchard to here, the middle process. Can we go back and look?
Sure.
Okay. What's going on?
They're lowering the 20 bushel bin into the water, and then the apples will race to the top of the water and gently go across to the grading machine.
So this is the first step in the process of bagging these things.
Yes.
So take me through the process real quick, if you don't mind, if you can tell me, because I've never seen this before.
Okay, so now they're going up on the chains. We have a person there sorting and watching over the conveyor belt for bad apples. If there's bad apples, she throws it down a chute that goes up. We'll use those apples for cider.
Perfect.
And that continues on through the brushes where it polishes the apples and then to the dryer. Right now, the man is programming on the computer where he wants the different sizes of apples to drop. The smaller apples will drop here at the beginning of this belt, and the bigger apples end up down there. They're getting ready to be put in bushels.
Okay.
As they're bagging these in the 3-pound bags or 5-pound bags, if they see a bad apple, they put it up on the belt right above there, and it goes down into the cider bin.
You know, I've been called a bad apple at times. No, I really haven't. I swear I'm good. Something else I think is so cool that I have to mention is this. This is filled with apple cider, right?
Yes.
It's a sippy cup for kids. The kids can just, but I don't think you're ever too old to have one of these. I'm sure you get people of all ages, right?
Correct, correct.
So you make your own apple cider here too?
Yes, we do.
So between that and the apples, do you guys just sell it in the store, or how does that work?
My husband ships all over the state of Ohio.
Really? Mm-hmm. So people could find your stuff all over the place.
Yep, any corner of Ohio, he's shipping from different stores.
You don't sell these everywhere, do
No,
you?
just here at the
So you
market.
gotta come here to get one of these sippy cups filled with apple cider. Bauman Orchard, we're right on
Rittman Avenue.
Rittman Avenue. Come check them out. Up next, we're sending you on a mission to battle zombies. Welcome back. You know, our next stop is a place that many families visit in the summertime, but come fall, the zombies take over. At Swings and Things, your mission, should you choose to accept, Operation Zombie Strike.
In the following weeks, brave civilians, volunteer fighters will enter the grounds of what was once known as the Kingston Asylum for the Criminally Insane and fight for us all against humanity's greatest threat.
Operation Zombie Strike is probably the coolest thing we've ever done here at Swings and Things. What we've done is take an event where you go out and you shoot zombies, and we've tried to really immerse the people into their missions.
Despite a massive cover-up, we can now share the truth of what happened at Kingston. The Kingston Asylum for the Criminally Insane was established in 1814 in Kingston, Ohio, the area now known as Olmsted Township.
We're out there shooting zombies, and we're using paintballs. And the paintballs have a special anti-zombie toxin in them. Imagine that. And you go out on a bus, and we have a bunch of zombies, 30-some zombies that are out running around, and you get to shoot them. And the coolest thing is, the zombies don't shoot back.
We'll see if you guys have what it takes to join us on this mission. In a few seconds, you're going to reach forward and pull off your barrel covers. You're going to fire off a couple of rounds. These are just to make sure your guns are working. Go ahead and just shoot 2 or 3 rounds. 2 or 3 rounds.
You go out on a specially disguised school buses, and each bus has 32 paintball markers or guns mounted on the side. Everybody sits there, and you go through the Kingston Insane Asylum, where there are still zombies. And they come out, and our mission is to eradicate the zombies. So everybody starts out with 100 paintballs, and you can buy more if you'd like, but 100 is a good number, and you just get to shoot them. The zombies can sense a military or law enforcement presence, but they can't sense civilians. So we need to get all of you civilians out there to come in, even as young as 5 years old. We need your help to help eradicate these zombies.
As the zombies rose from the ground and managed to re-enter the facility, once inside they quickly took control.
We're in the amusement industry. We've tried to create a story that immerses all of the recruits into this mission. So it isn't just going out and shooting them. They're going to go through a briefing. They're going to see the history. At the end of the mission, they get an ID card with their picture on it. When they walk through the doors here, they get mission orders. So, you know, the whole idea is they're going to be immersed in this mission. If you notice, we have black tarp around everything. Once you go in there, you can't see anything in Swings and Things, and the people in Swings and Things can't see you. So it's the whole storytelling idea, and this is going to become an annual event here at Swings and Things, and we've really worked hard to make it a cool, and it's really a fun event for the whole family. Everybody can do it together, and it's not scary, it's not a haunted attraction, it's just a fun attraction for the whole family, we think.
You may want to get those tickets in advance. You can do so online or in person. David?
Okay, it's time for Mossman prices, and that means free. You gotta love that, right? So we're gonna head to the Hartville Marketplace and Flea Market, where it's free, but you better take some cash with you because it's hard to get away without buying something.
Fall is an exciting time of year at the Hartville Marketplace. We have all of our produce vendors out. We have great things like pumpkins, apples, we have mums, a lot of things that you can't get out throughout the rest of the year. A lot of this stuff is all coming pretty much locally. This time's a great time of year for the flea market. It's a little bit cooler. We still get a really good crowd. Usually a lot of different things like special finds out there that you can't get elsewhere. We're on the second floor of the Hartville Marketplace building. This is open all year round. Inside we have about 95 different shops. One of the crowd favorites here is Boston Road Collection, and they have anything from antiques to just different types of things that you can't find elsewhere. Also a lot of different fall products as well. So coming into the fall season, it's a great place to shop, as well as many other shops that we have here have a lot of unique fall things. One of the #1 reasons why the Hartville Marketplace is such a great place to come to is because of the food. One place that I'm at right now is Olive Turanian. The olives come from 30 different places. There are 30 different types of imports. Other things that we have in here are fresh meats and cheeses, as well as gourmet pasta, and much, much more that you can experience here as well. Hartville Marketplace is a great place to shop all year round. It's a treasure hunter's paradise, so you can find anything from antiques to new products to clothing, and just a wide range of things that you can get at the Hartville Marketplace that you can't get elsewhere.
Okay, Hartville Marketplace and Flea Market is open Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you can't remember that, just go to the website and we'll help you out. Okay, coming up, more fun. That's right, it's a corn maze, it's apple fritters, it's apple cider, and a whole lot more. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Yes, we are at Lake MetroParks Farm Park having some fun, but we've got some other things to do. Only halfway done with the show, right?
I know, so much more fun to explore. And are you ready for this one?
Hit me.
Corn Tucky Derby time.
Corn Tucky Derby.
And one of the coolest corn mazes around.
Our farm is located in Valley City. It's on Station Road between 303 and State Route 18. We're about 1.5 miles south of 303. We have pumpkins, we have hay rides. We go just to the back of our farm a little bit on a hay ride. You can go in the corn maze. We have a corn box, which is just like a big sandbox, but it's full of corn, and you can play in there all day long. We have tubes on the hill, so you can slide down the tubes. We have bouncer balls that you can go around the loop of our derby. We call it the Corn Tucky Derby. Just a bunch of fun things that you can do. Starting the corn maze, we talk to people who are going to do the design for us probably in December or January. Our design this year is hot air balloons because we thought it would be kind of a fun and happy situation to be in. And there's 3 hot air balloons. One of the balloons is the small maze. It's about 0.4 of a mile long so that it's not too intimidating for smaller children. And then the bigger maze is 2.3 miles long, and it goes through a couple of different hot air balloons. The short maze, I think you could get through the maze in about 15-20 minutes. The longer maze is probably going to take half hour, 45 minutes. So when we plant the corn, we plant it both directions so that you have a solid path of corn through the maze. And when they cut the corn, they use GPS on their tractors, and they come in, and so it's just like driving the roads when you're using your GPS in your car, but they're in a tractor with a rototiller on it, and they follow the GPS. They have the hot air balloons programmed into their computer, and they just follow the map and cut the maze. The market on our farm is open all year long, and we have beef that we raise here on the farm, and we sell steaks and roasts and ground beef, and we have other locally raised products. We have turkey, pork, we have produce available all the time, all that kind of thing that you find in a farm market. If you come out to see us, be sure to stop and see the animals. We have some bunnies and some baby calves and some piggies. This is Nala, and she's a lion head bunny. The price for admission at our maze includes everything, so you can come in the morning and you can spend the whole day.
Well, when you think of fall, you think about apples, right? Apple picking and all things that come along with it. So here at Lake MetroParks Farm Park, it's all about apples, right, Valerie?
Yes, it is, and we have lots of them here.
And so it's not just about sampling. You get to actually see
what they do with
What
the
we
apples. You know, you have the apples, you got to do something with them when you harvest them, and a lot of the apples are sold as nice, pretty apples, but those that aren't sold as pretty apples, like ones like this, don't look so great.
So even if they're not pretty, they still get put to good use.
Yes. A lot of times they'll sort out if apples are too small, too big, have a bruise in them, whatever. They're culled, those are called seconds, and they will be used for things like apple cider. This is what we're doing here is we're just taking and grinding up that apple into apple pomace and releasing its sweet goodness there.
Look at that. So this is how you make cider.
Yep. This was, you know, in the old days, most of the time they actually made, most of the apples actually went to making cider because that was the one way they preserved the harvest was to turn it into cider.
So how does it work that once it's all in here?
Once we get it in here, we'll fill this up with pomace and we'll wrap it up in this nice net bag. It's going to keep that pomace all together, and then we press it. So
there we go, and then it comes right out.
Yep. You see, I'm already getting some juice out of there, but I put a little pressure on it here, and I should get more. Usually it gets to a point where you can't turn it by hand. You get your big stick out.
Look at that. Wow. Okay, so this is a workout. Maybe I need to come work out on the farm.
Yeah. You know, of course, nowadays we got hydraulic presses.
That's pretty neat, though. Okay, so I'll let you stop. I'll give you a break from doing that.
All right.
And because I know that you guys make some really great apple butter.
Yes, we have been cooking over. We have a nice copper kettle that we cook our apple butter in, and we got some here. And
this is why I love fall so much. It is my favorite.
That cracker crumbled. Okay, we'll get a cracker that's not going to crumble.
That's fine. There we go.
There we go. Have some apple butter. And we sample this with the visitors. We'll be sampling this all the weekends throughout the fall. So we have lots of apple butter to taste.
Delicious.
And
you have apple tastings?
Yeah,
Just the apples?
we like to highlight some of the local orchards.
The bees like them too, don't they?
Yes, the local
I'm noticing
orchards.
that.
So what we've been doing, and this here is a cardinal apple, and it came from Sage's orchard, and it's the one that you're not going to find in the grocery stores right now because it's a relatively new apple, but it's a very good apple. And you know, if you go to the orchards, you're going to have a little bit more selection
so
sometimes.
So you have these new, I didn't really even think about it, the fact that there's new apples.
New varieties, and actually...
How do you come up with new varieties?
They breed them and cross-pollinate. I mean, all apples are cross-pollinated pretty much. There's a lot of great apples out there.
Amazing.
So, and like I say, you'll see more and more different ones in the marketplace. So just check them out. And you're finding more local apples actually showing up in your grocery stores too. So this time of year. So this is time to go check it out.
Great, go check it out. One more reason to love the park here. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's delicious. And right now, we're not going to let the fun stop. We're taking you to Burton where we're going to find a lot more ways to enjoy some apples.
We started off as a dairy farm. It's been a dairy farm as long as I can remember. We used to milk cows. We decided to sell those cows years ago. Decided to go into something a little bit different and decided to go into growing food for people as opposed to growing food for animals. We'd like to grow sweet corn, grow apples, a variety of different pumpkins. We make apple butter, and it's kind of evolved over the years. We round off the seasons by having gift items, holiday decorations. We're going to have our Christmas open house the first weekend in November. We also have Halloween decor. My wife takes care of that end of the business. She does a really good job of trying to figure out what people would like to decorate with during the season. We do pick your own pumpkins, primarily jack-o'-lantern style pumpkins. We have pie pumpkins. Between the squash and the pumpkins, pretty close to 23 different varieties. This is actually a peanut squash. It's not a pumpkin, but it tastes very similar to a pumpkin. And all of these are edible. This one up here is also a pumpkin style squash. This is another one. It's a buttercup in nature, but it's got a different name other than the buttercup. The Cinderella pumpkins, this is one of the favorites of the Cinderellas, is because it's a squatted pumpkin and it was similar to what they use for in the Walt Disney movie for the carriage. What I like to do is with the butternut, the acorn squash, all of them, I like to cut them in half and put them on a pan and then put them in the oven and put a little sausage in it with them and butter and some maple syrup. It's just like a dessert. Not only can you use them for a decoration, but you can also eat them. That's the best part of it. You don't have to throw them away at the end of the season. In the market, we've got cold cider. It's not been pasteurized, doesn't have any preserves in it. It's a wholesome product, pure, if you will. It's hard to find pure cider anymore.
We've been making them the same way forever.
We've got apple fritters, a little bit different from what you'd buy in the store, that they're slices of apples dipped in batter and deep fat fried, so with some powdered sugar on top. It makes a great dessert. The greenhouse in the springtime of the year, we grow bedding plants and hanging baskets, but this time of the year, we transform it into an indoor area where we'll display the pumpkins, have picnic tables in there so that you can go down there and eat your apple fritters, drink your apple cider. The corn maze winds around, and we tried to follow a school curriculum on, so it's educational corn maze as well as having a lot of dead ends and having a lot of fun in the corn maze. It's somewhere to go and run around and go out there and have a good time and work off some energy. What I really like about it is different every day. It's one day you're gonna be out picking pumpkins, another day you're gonna be picking apples. It's just something different every day as opposed to going to the same job day after day, and it's never the same. You might have to go out there and bundle up and pick apples when you don't want to sometimes, but other times it's just, you can't find a better occupation.
Sunrise Farms is just about a mile west of Burton, right along Route 87. All right, coming up next, we are taking you for a ride on a slide more than 300 feet long. It's after the break.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Hey, guess what? I'm in a little zombie park here. MetroParks Farm Park has this whole fun thing for the kids here, and of course, close to Halloween, this is what you do. But where do you go to shoot zombies or slide down a 300-foot slide? There's only one place. It's in Brunswick, and it's called Mapleside Farms.
Mapleside Farms, we've got 122 acres here, about 4,000 apple trees. And in the fall, we morph the farm into one of the finest fall family experiences in the country. We call it Pumpkin Village.
You like that one?
And it's basically when everything pumpkin is here. So we make the donuts, we make the pumpkin pies, but you'll see like 1 million pumpkins out here. You're not gonna see just the regular orange ones. There's actually 82 different varieties of pumpkins, and you'll see a lot of them here, just pumpkins that you had no idea even existed, like the colors, the shapes, the sizes, so it's awesome. Kids can expect to grab a pumpkin, and actually they can carve the pumpkin right here on site and get help from a professional pumpkin carver. We have the 2 corn mazes. We've got the longest slide in America. We've got the cow trains, the pig trains. We've got the jump park. It's basically an awesome time for the family to come out and have this incredible experience in the fall. We have our barbecue. Uncle Duke's barbecue pit, where we have the ribs and pulled pork and hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken and fries and all that great food that you expect when you visit Mapleside in the fall. We're actually making homemade donuts this year. We make some cider ones and then some pumpkin ones, and they're incredible. We make our kettle corn, which is homemade. We have the apple house and the bakery open, so apple pies and all the pies, the pumpkin pies and the blueberry pies. The caramel apples. We have a caramel apple factory where people can actually make a caramel apple to order. So zombie paintball is our haunted paintball attraction. It's basically when the farm at night, it morphs into this attraction. Where we had over the hill there, this correctional institution in the 40s was overrun by zombies. This is actually an example of one of our transport vehicles where we mount the paintball guns on the side of the hay wagon. It's very easy to shoot the zombies there out in the distance. What we hope happens is actually the public and everybody around Northeast Ohio can help come out to the farm and eradicate the zombies. My favorite thing is to see the families interacting and just enjoying themselves. It's just awesome.
Make sure you check out Mapleside's website because they've got something happening new each and every day and each and every week, and it will be a lot of fun. Okay, now it's time to find Natalie. She's in Sandusky getting spooked.
Creepy, isn't it? Well, we are at the ghostly Manor Thrill Center, and they have thankfully allowed me to come during the day, so I am not scared out of my mind. Thank you very much, Laura,
You're welcome.
for allowing me to come in the afternoon.
Glad you're here.
I would ask you what all you can do here, but I think I should ask what you can't do here because there's so much to do.
There is. There's really something for every age, no matter who you are. We have things for little kids, we have things for adults. It's really, truly a family entertainment center.
So is the haunted house aspect of this the main attraction?
Well, that's definitely kind of how we started out. We took the skating rink and our family wanted to go into the haunted house business because it was fun.
I was gonna say, how do you decide that you want to do that?
Well, you know, it's my father-in-law at his home did a haunted house during Halloween. He just did it as a hobby for fun, and then people from all over, started out with the neighborhood, then the whole city, started coming through his house. So then he opened this as a hobby, doing a haunted house, and it turns out now we've been rated as one of America's best haunted houses.
Travel Channel has been here, right? Because it's that cool.
Yes. Well, right behind us, this is actually our 3D blacklight mini golf. It's called Wizard's Journey. It's super fun. It's kids get to wear their 3D glasses, and it starts off with a story where they get to hold the sword out of the stone, and the objective is to slay the dragon by doing your best at mini golf. So
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice indoor activity for those cold, rainy days. Really gives people something else to do.
So you're open all year round then?
Yes.
Okay, which is great for roller skating.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big thing.
Yeah. So when people normally think of Ghostly Manor Thrill Center, they do focus on the haunted house. But that's why with roller skating, you can bring the whole family here, you know, and we have 2-year-olds who can go on the 3-wheel Razor scooters, or, you know, maybe your older child who wants a regular Razor scooter or rollerblades, skates. We offer something for everyone.
And if I missed anything else, because this place is so big, is there anything else? What else?
We do. We have our XD Motion Theater. So it is the fastest virtual roller coaster in Ohio. You wear your 3D glasses again, and you sit in your seat. You hold on tight and buckle your seatbelt because those seats move, and there's wind, lighting, effects. It's really there's like 5 different roller coaster rides to choose from. There's
what would
so
you
much
say?
to do. It's great that it's indoors, especially living in Ohio when it gets cold. There's not that much else around the area that really keeps you entertained and having fun. You know, it's all, you know, just interactive and physical, and you're laughing the whole time. Every attraction, you know, leaves you, whether your heart's pounding, racing, or you're laughing.
Which would be me. I don't think I'd be laughing, I'd be crying.
Yeah, and we do have people who cry. We have all different, you know, when you leave the haunted house. But it is all meant for good fun, and that's what brings people and keeps them coming back.
So when you leave, though, this is something you have to do, right? You can come over here.
You can come over here, record a video about how much fun you had, how scary the haunted house was.
So I'd hit record.
Yep.
I would say, my gosh, Mom, don't ever come here. This is so scary. And I stop.
And send it.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So after seeing all this, I feel like birthday celebrations might be something that will be really big here for the kids.
Huge. In the winter, actually in the summer too, on those super hot days, but this is something where kids can just burn off all that energy, play with their friends. There's a ton of kids here, so birthday parties are so much fun. We have a giant skate cart they get to take a ride in, and they get to play in our party machine, go in the XC theater, and skate. We have bounce houses, an arcade.
Sign me up.
It's a kid's dream.
My next birthday is going to be at the Ghostly Manor Thrill Center. Keep that in mind. You are all invited. Laura, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah! Welcome!
Welcome back. We have enough time for one more stop, so we're heading to Wayne County to do some apple picking.
I just got Thomas Jefferson's favorite apple.
Rittman Orchard is a 125-acre fruit and vegetable farm here. We have lots of different stuff, apples, peaches, sweet corn, berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, but we're really diverse. It's a family-run business. It's my two parents and my brother and I. It can be challenging, but I trust them a lot more than I would trust most people, so there is that. It's good to work with them. We've got over 70 kinds of apples. Everything from heirloom varieties from hundreds of years ago to brand new ones that have just come out. A couple of them haven't even been named. Oh, these are Melrose. This is the official apple of Ohio. Like there's a state bird and state flower. This is the state apple.
I think it's a good place to bring the kids because it's family-centered and there's lots to do.
We have some fall activities, like we have a corn maze and wagon rides for the kids, and you pick apples. You pick pumpkins will start this weekend. In the summer we do lots of you pick berries. Well, one of the things I do, I scout the fields and I bring in some apples. There's an iodine test. You put iodine on the apple, and it's kind of a high school chemistry thing. When iodine hits starch, it turns purple or black, and so you can tell how starchy the apple is, how much sugar has converted, or how much starch has converted into sugar by how yellow versus black the inside of the apple is. I never get tired of fruit. I eat fruit all day long. I have to, out in the field, I have to sample everything in order to make sure I'm picking it at the right time. It's a huge contrast coming this way, going out into the country, getting the rolling hills, all the trees, the quiet atmosphere. It's great. I love it out here. The view never gets old. I can live with this for the rest of my life, that's for sure.
Well, we live in Texas, and apple orchards in Texas are very few. So coming out here to pick apples is a great, beautiful fall festivity to do.
The drive out here is gorgeous. It's beautiful, it's perfect time of year, the leaves are just starting to change. I work at the University of Akron on the main campus, and I was just down here for a meeting at the Wayne campus, so this is a nice spot on the way back.
What makes us a hidden treasure is we really focus on quality. We feel like we have the best fruit around, the best that you can find in Ohio, and a wider variety of everything than you're going to find in your grocery store or basically most of the other farm markets, at least that I'm familiar with.
Well, I don't know about you, but this was a fun little excursion we went on.
I had so much fun today on this fall edition of New Day Cleveland that we've invited you all to meet some of the crew we work with each and every day, and this is why our show is so lively, right? Actually, they've already departed, these folks. Just part of the fun out here at Lake MetroParks Farm Park.
She looks good.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, there are so many places that we stopped by to visit today, so if you forgot any or you want to learn more about them, you can go to fox8.com, or you can also go to our Facebook page as well.
Did you say this is your favorite time of year?
I love this time of year.
It's my favorite time of year also, and I hope it's your favorite time of year. And I'm David Moss.
And I'm Natalie Herbig.
And guess what? We're going to see you on the next
New Day Cleveland. Say goodbye, friends.
Mm-hmm.